When you hear the heat getting used from the other side of the garage, it's always best to go and check. It's the heat for the carrier bolts.
Yeah.
Did you try them before trying heat? Hi guys, welcome along. Today the S3 is on the ramp, and that's because we have to fix this, which was the leaking power steering pipe. This is the low pressure cooling coil for the power steering, and luckily it was on the low pressure side because the high pressure sides are right pain in the arse to get to. But it's just this bit at the end that's corroded, and there's a small pinhole leak, so that needs to be replaced. So we'll just replace this full pipe in a 1 hour with this. This is just a copy pipe off eBay, cost about 45 quid, and it's just it's a reproduction part, like, but can't say I'm too bothered about that. So that'll be an easy fix. We'll get that done and we'll get the fluid back in. Another job to do today is fix some new discs and pads. Discs for the front, the pads are alright because they've been replaced not long ago, but the discs and pads on the rear were in dire need. As I'm
serious neglect. Sorry if I interrupt there. Serious. Look at this. There's been a worm eating them.
Yeah, so the actual discs are in good nick in terms of wear. However, this pit in here, well, that's just because it doesn't get used that much, to be fair. It hasn't really seen much action at all over this winter, this car, what with needing the paint, but now we'll have nice rust-free shiny arches. So we need to get the mechanicals up to scratch as well, so discs and pads, because the pads are really low. I'm quite embarrassed, to be honest.
So you should be.
In Spencer's professional capacity as a mechanic, he thinks that I should be sacked.
That's neglect. If it was a cat, I'd report you to the RSPCA.
But that's going to be caliper off and rebuild. So the seal has even came away from the caliper, and to be fair, that piston, it doesn't feel that bad. It doesn't feel pitted or anything, so might get away with polishing that and putting it back on just for now. Worst case, we might need a new caliper there. And I have had someone comment, why have you got a door there? And I think it'd be best if Spencer explained.
Don't come with this. Just because you've got neglected braking system here, you have to jump onto Spencer. I don't know. It happened.
What happened?
I don't know.
Go on. Tell the viewers what happened.
The dark side. That's what happened.
That side of the garage.
Yeah.
What happened? Yeah.
How can I can't say this any other way. Some nugget pushed the car in with the passenger door open.
So yeah, Spence tried to push the car back into the garage but left the door open, so we've got quite a bit of damage on the passenger door on the Lupo.
It actually bent basically up here, so the window couldn't come up. So I spent a good hour with a rubber hammer putting it in some kind of shape so the window could wind up and down, but this black trim was just totally mangled.
Yeah, but since then we've had a bit of a mangled door, and a really nice chap called David got in touch and let us know that he had a door, and he let us go and pick this off his car. So now we've got a door, so you never know, there might even be a Spencer fixes his problems video coming up soon. But until then, he's going to fix my problems with the brakes, so we'll get on with that. Power steering and brakes, and then maybe even a drive out today if we get enough time. Right, so this is a job we didn't think we were going to do today, but both rear calipers are off the car now because we did think that they possibly were seized because one of the pads was worn right down, but it turns out that both calipers are in good nick. We've stripped them down if they didn't move freely, then I wouldn't have bothered. It would have been new caliper time because I'm not stripping the rear end out, but they're fine. The dust boots are fine, no splits, cracks, anything. Seals, fine. And both the pistons are in really good nick as well. There's some slight witness marks on them, but we'll polish them up before we put them back in. So we're really happy with that. We'll get these pistons back in the calipers and we'll get them back on the car. Whilst I've been doing that, Spencer has been rebuilding the sliders. So these are all nice and free now, because a couple of them are a bit dry, which again was causing the problems. So now, that wasn't even pointing at me there.
It was. It was.
It wasn't. It was
a
like,
bit there and a bit there.
At least point the camera at us. So these are now free. Because some of these were a bit dry. Again, the boots are in good nick and all that, so we didn't plan to do this today, but you know, shit happens, and there's nothing Spencer likes doing more on his day off than rebuilding the brakes on my car, isn't it, Spencer?
No, nothing at all.
No, so doing what you love and all that. Bah, you can tell Spencer's went home, can't you? Friggin' place is a tip, and he just buggers off. Twat. Can't even believe it's been a week since I started making this video. It's absolutely disgusting. But you seen the problems that we had on the rear calipers. The piston seals were just a little bit too perish. The dust boots, you know what it is, I could have put them back together, but it would have been a shit job. It would have really been a shit job. So I decided, that's it, I'll just order some fresh seals for the calipers and I'll just rebuild them completely, because the calipers were in good nick. I then thought I'd be proactive and loosen off the nipples on the front calipers. Now on the front of this car I run Leon Cupra Brembo 4-pot calipers. They're absolutely amazing brakes, I absolutely love them, and I've rebuilt them about 8 years ago. So this time I tried to crack off the nipple and one of them just span. I was like so now I had to take that caliper off. I've now got to drill it, I've got to tap it. It's currently an M10 nipple and it looks like I'm going to have to drill and tap it for an M12 nipple instead, which is easily done. There's loads of meat on the calipers, that's no problem. So this video has went from simple power steering and quick free off the brakes and take the car for a drive to now a full brake rebuild on the car. I'm sick as a chip, but like everything, you know, it seems shit, but as soon as you've rebuilt it and it's back to being amazing again, it'll be fine, I'm sure. So now the job is to rebuild the rear calipers and retap the broken nipple and then fully rebuild the front calipers. I think I'm going to change the colour as well, because the last time I painted them I did them black. I fancied the, you know, sort of you sleeper look, you couldn't really see it, but now, you know, I've got Brembo 4-pots. I want everyone to know I've got Brembo 4-pots, so so now it's going to be a full brake rebuild, fresh pads, discs, the lot. I mean, this car, if it doesn't stop on a dime, there's going to be problems. I'll chuck some fresh brake fluid in there as well. Right, let's rebuild the calipers. took a couple of seconds on video, but it's actually been about a week and a half of real world time, and that's because I had to get the seals, had to rebuild the calipers, had to put them back together, all the rest of it. So the rear brakes are now done completely, so discs, pads, fresh seals in the caliper, sliders all frayed off, greased up, all done, ready to go, ready to be bled, so looking forward to doing that. The fronts have got a little bit more care and consideration though. Here they are here. Shiny, shiny. This is just high temp alloy wheel, primer, silver, and then loads of lacquer, which is why they're nice and shiny. But they're really good now, really good nick. So all I've got to do now is put them nipples in and make up fresh link pipes that go from the rear of the caliper. Don't put them down yet. Rear of the caliper to the actual pipe. So yeah, I think I'll leave that for another video, to be fair though, because this video has went on enough. I've had enough problems. So yeah, rear brakes completely rebuilt, on power steering pipe, on Brembo's yet to go on, but will go on. I think I want to stop going on and on. See you the next time.